everybody, today I am all festive, all ready for winter. As you can see, I've got a bobble hat on, I've got my Christmas jumper on with reindeers on it, and obviously my Christmas background. I am going to be switching up my Christmas background during the Christmas period, so it's not just going to be this. I just thought I'd start early because I feel festive, so I'm going to start. This isn't actually a Christmas related video, I just feel Christmassy. It is actually a video based on an updated version of how I'm doing at sixth form, so I'm just going to talk about how I'm doing and what my specific subjects involve. So far I'm enjoying sixth form so much more than GCSEs because it's so much more independent. They give you all the resources that you need, and what you do is you just get on with them, use those and do what you want to do in terms of workload. So some people might not do that much, some people might do loads, so depending on how much you do depends on what grade you're probably going to get. And I like that fact because I know that I can get a good grade if I put in all of that work. So far I'm really happy with it, and sometimes I do get stressed when I feel like I have too much work, but that's not necessarily too much work that they're giving me, that's just work that I'm setting myself, as in the fact that I like to recap over every single lesson, otherwise I won't remember it. That's just me personally. Like, I'll be able to do it in the lesson, but when I come back out I'll be like, okay, I can't remember, so I'll have to recap over it and then it'll stick in. I really like the free periods that we get now. I know I say free periods, I get 8 a week, but they're not really frees for me because I do like to work in those, and I know a lot of people don't work in their frees, and I don't really know why, because I want to get all my work done whilst I'm at school, and then when I'm at home I don't have to do as much. So I don't really understand why you'd want to spend your time at school not really doing anything, and then at home you've probably got more to do. So that's the way I look at it, and I enjoy my frees because I like the feeling of getting things done. And there's always things that I can be doing during them. Like, there's never a moment where I think I have nothing to do. Like, I always have something. And even if I technically have nothing to do that the teacher set me, I can find something, trust me. And the actual lessons a day, I do 3 lessons a day, 1 of each subject that I've taken. So I'm now just going to talk about my individual subjects a little bit more, because I feel like I have got some kind of information to give on whether I like it or not. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about chemistry. Now, chemistry is probably the one that I'm struggling with the most, and that is because I didn't do triple science, and a lot of like things to do with moles and a lot of the calculation work I am learning whilst everybody else in the class who has taken triple science, they already know that stuff. So I feel like a little bit behind in that, but you know, if you put in the work you can easily catch up, and I just find that a little bit of a struggle. Sometimes I feel like during the lesson I don't understand it, and when I come out and read the book I think, oh, that's really easy. So I don't know whether that's the teacher just kind of not really making me understand, or whether that's just something wrong with me, but I don't know. I just feel like my chemistry lessons are the one that I struggle with the most. I'm so glad we've got this book. So this is the chemistry A-level book, and it has pretty much everything in it that you are doing. I also have, if I go on the school system, there is PowerPoints from the lessons, so you can go and look at those, and that's really handy to do. And they set you workbooks and worksheets. During the lesson they give you these workbooks, and they've got like PowerPoint presentations, slides, sort of screenshots in them. They have practical sheets, so when you're doing a practical experiment, they've just got basic information and worksheets to help you with the lessons. So these are really good, and they're obviously to keep based on each topic. And yes, I'm enjoying it, but I do find it a bit of a struggle. I have got a big assessment coming up in a few days which covers everything pretty much that we've done so far, which is about half of this book, so that is a lot. And if I don't do very well, I'm not gonna like kick myself for it, because I know that it's only like early on in the stage of being at sixth form, so I'm just gonna try and revise as much as I can for that, but not sort of stress myself out if I can't revise everything. In terms of how I'm doing in chemistry based on assessments and things, at the start of the year I wasn't doing so good. You know, I didn't get that good in the grades, particularly the calculations type thing. My teacher did actually say, I can tell you don't do A-level maths, and actually I do, but I think that's more the fact that I didn't take triple science, so I was struggling with understanding like moles and stuff. The next subject that I do is biology, and again for that is my favourite subject that I'm doing at the minute. I think that or maths, and I really like it because I tend to understand biology so much more. I'm way more interested in it. I feel like I ask so many questions to myself about certain things and certain topics, and I think if you're asking yourself questions and it means that you're kind of interested in it, things work inside of cells, and I just find that so interesting because that's actually happening on your body, and you know, you can't see it but it's happening, and it's just quite weird, and I find that really interesting. They give you an A-level biology book, and I think without this I would be not doing well at all. I need a book. Okay, because yes, I make notes during the lesson, but I don't make all of the notes that she's gone through on the board because I'm not a magician. I can't write it all down that fast. So I just make brief notes, but this is essential for me, going through all the topics. They've got questions at the end of each topic, and I just find this so handy. The only thing is that the answers aren't really in the back for every single question, and that's a little bit annoying because I don't know if I'm right. But anyway, love that book for that course, and that's a real saviour. I'm doing all right in biology right now in terms of how I feel I'm doing from like workload and stuff, so very happy. Again, there's PowerPoint presentations for me to access. In chemistry, in chemistry, this is biology I'm talking about, but in chemistry I make notes on paper, but in biology they give you books, and I love that fact. I have 2 teachers, so 2 different books. But I love that fact because I like to have books to store all the information in, and I don't have loose sheets of paper. I hate loose sheets of paper because you just feel like you want to throw them out, but they are essential. So these are really good for making notes in. And then they also give you these little booklets with exam questions on them, just so that you can practice with the exam questions and see how everything is going, and I really like that. And I think if you're interested in biology at GCSE, you'll definitely like it at A-level, I think. As for maths, which is probably my favourite or my second favourite subject, I really love that, and I think I understand everything that we do in maths. It's just there's so much that it's often difficult to remember it all, or when I get faced with an exam question, I kind of panic a little bit and I don't really like read it properly, and I don't really click in my head that that's what I have to do. Even though I know how to do it, I just don't think that is what I have to do. But anyway, in terms of in the lessons, we do work out of these booklets, which I've got an example here if I can get it. I've picked up my polynomials booklet because this is my favourite topic that we've ever done in maths so far. I love it. It contains things like long division, the factor theorem, and the remainder theorem, sorry. And I really enjoy that subject. I don't know why. So hopefully I'll do well in this assessment. But they give you little booklets, and they've got basically little exercises throughout. The teacher will go through it, you'll copy what they do off the board, obviously going through it with them, and then try your own practice questions. They've got previous exam questions in here, so that's just really helpful. And obviously you just do any spare work on the sheets of paper. Now, as for spare work, there is a maths book here which you can get spare questions from and questions to do with these topics on, so that is really good. At the minute I'm actually doing core. I have chosen to do maths statistics rather than maths mechanics because I did do GCSE statistics, so I understand things like standard deviation and all that kind of thing. So hopefully that'll help me out a little bit in this course. And at the end of each topic they give you an assessment sheet, and this is a polynomials assessment. You get some pre-assessment questions, which is doing work from the book I've just shown you, and then some actual questions which they'll mark to do. So far in this I'm getting all the answers right for the pre-assessment questions, because you can check the answers in the back of the book, and I'm feeling pretty confident with these questions so far because obviously this is my favourite topic, and I love that. I love the fact that there's an assessment because you can see how well you're doing. So at the minute I'm loving maths. The main thing that I love about sixth form is the organisation. I feel like particularly in maths the teachers are pretty organised with what you're doing in the lesson and sort of the whole course, so I really like that. Like if I feel like it's organised, I want to do it more. But yeah, loving maths. And in terms of how well I'm doing, these assessments that we're doing, I'm doing pretty good on them. I do spend quite a lot of time on them, but that's mainly writing everything up and neat. So this is obviously the second updated sixth form version. Hopefully I've covered everything, and if you're interested in any of the subjects that I'm taking, then you can ask me some questions down in the comments, or if you're interested in anything to do with that, then please do leave some comments down below. I would very much appreciate it. So thank you for watching this video. But there probably will be another updated one in a few months' time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.